Content warning. This is a horror game and is not intended for all audiences. Please visit our website if you need a full list of content warnings. Slay the Princess contains flickering images effects as well as parallax effects that on rare occasions have caused motion sickness in players. If either of these cause health issues for you, you can disable them in the game's preferences. Whatever horrors you may find in these dark places, have heart and see them through. There are no premature endings. There are no wrong decisions. There are only fresh perspectives and new beginnings. This is a love story. Welcome to a game called Slay the Princess. Hold on. I'm gonna turn the music down a little bit. But this is a game, where as far as I know about it on Steam, it is, well, it's not a turn-based game, but it is based off of your decisions. There are multiple endings, which I probably won't get to all of them, but I'll do my best to get to a lot of them if I feel so. But it's a decision-based game, and it's kind of a visual novel. So it looked interesting, and I wanted to play it for you guys, so let's get into it. Chapter 1, The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. You're here to slay her.
Oh, sorry, you're here to slay her. If you don't, it'll be the end of the world. Can I go back and tone that down for a second? If you don't, it'll be the end of the world. Do I get some sort of reward? Oh, okay, thanks for telling me what to do. Sweet, I've always wanted to offer Monarch. Viva la revolution! Silently continue to the cabin, turn around and leave. Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending? Me. Or millennials. Forget it, I'm not doing this. Can't someone else do this? Killing a princess seems kind of bad though, doesn't it? Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up? The end of the world? What are you talking about? Good lord, there's so many options here. Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending?
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end.
Maybe I do.
I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists, or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
Are you sure I'm not a nihilist? Wait, what? These are the same things. Hold on. Can't someone else do this?
Unfortunately, you're the only one who can pull this off. I don't make the rules. I wish I did, but I don't. While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation.
No.
Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
But you're just mean. Do I get some sign of reward?
Does it?
That's...
Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. seamstresses contribute something of value to society. Yes,
That's what I
but
meant
you'll
to
have to
put.
slay her before you get it.
What is it, though? I need to know what it is. I feel like that's an ending.
Are you serious? No, you have to do it.
Maybe I'll slay her. I'll go to the cabin. Okay, thanks for telling me what to do. Blah, blah. Can you tell me what my prize is
It's
gonna be?
a secret, but I think you'll like it. It's a special reward, just for you.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever you think it might be, I can promise you it's going to be even better than your wildest imagination.
Yeah, okay.
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words,
I have a
the
feeling
harder
that
it'll
the
be to
narrator
pull
was
yourself
lying.
out.
I have a feeling you are lying, Mistle.
Then each and every one of us
You
is doomed.
are lying.
So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
That's you just talking in a slightly different voice, but it's literally the same accent. Proceed into the cabin. That's my only option. I feel like that's...
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The Airist blade is your implement.
Oh no!
You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I forgot that clicking on it. I'll take the knife.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
I'm not trying to slay the princess, Mistle.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood.
Did my...
If the princess really
thing
lives here,
change to a
slaying
dagger?
her is probably
Looks like
doing
it
her a
is.
favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
She sounds like...
Don't let it
a-
fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Hey, I think I'm here to kill you? Just checking.
Oh, it's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
Got a
You walk
weird
down the
voice,
stairs
but okay.
and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's so coldly beautiful.
Coldly beautiful.
Is she really a threat to the world? Focus on the task at hand.
And there
up,
you
narrator.
are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Don't give me that face. What? No way. Why would you ever think that? Okay, yeah, you caught me. I'm gonna slay you. Nah. I haven't decided yet. I'm just here to talk. Steal your nerves and step forward. That's kind of the same thing as, yeah, you've caught me. I haven't decided
How about
yet.
you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and
I
talk
think
things
we
out.
can talk things out with the blade
Don't
in my
you
hand.
dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her.
Jesus Christ.
Maybe she really is a monster.
No, what
Killing
happened?
someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Hold on a sec. Okay, my camera's still okay. Cool. Drop it, tighten your grip. I don't want to do either.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
I don't want to kill.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it.
This is true.
So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
I mean, I can go back, right? Hold on. Let me save White Heel because this is... I know that this is a thing. What if she isn't bluffing?
You go into
She
this
feels it.
expecting to die. You're going to die.
Hesitating.
Thanks.
Why don't you drop the knife and the two of us can be civilized with each other? Then I'm not talking to you. I guess we are.
For the love of everything, just or drop the blade. Do something.
Do something. I'll drop it.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face. Unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her.
The music got loud.
Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Are you coming on to me?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness.
Oh.
Or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Excuse you.
Note the lack.
Note the lack of detail. You can't trust her.
Too long.
Ah, I did it again. Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, she'll never answer. You'll never get a straight answer out of her.
Don't just tell her that.
That's cute. Do you believe that? Do you think I'm some sort of monster?
With those eyes, yes.
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
I mean...
Ending the world seems like an awful lot for just one person to do. I wouldn't even know where to start.
I believe her. She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
At the end of the day, whatever the two
maybe.
of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Neo-Adel, I swear to
Like
God.
I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust.
Yeah, blind trust.
So
is
do you
usually
trust
fake,
me,
so
the prisoner, the victim,
I'm not
the
sure I
princess
trust
clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
I don't know.
She's
who I
wrong.
trust.
This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything,
This Neo-Adel
all
seems
for the
sketchy
sake
as
of
fuck.
one person, and a subjugating monarch no less.
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
Okay, well, if you mean a relationship like that,
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't, well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right? She is. I'm sure of it.
oh, cutting her arm off?
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
So I have 3 options heal. I feel like I should save again because I feel like heal you'd get a different ending if you just flail and don't talk to her than this. So I think, okay, I'm gonna just slay the princess.
Doubt, unfortunately, clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through. A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic blow to your jaw. It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone grinding on bone where your jaw has been fractured. Holy shit, that hurt! Though she's unarmed, the shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing. Your blade slashes through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that first bone-crushing hit. We can still turn this around.
Oh, there's more.
Are you serious? As internal bleeding sets in, the blade falls from your trembling hands, clattering to the ground uselessly. You lacked the will to finish the job, your bruised and broken body falling to its knees before her. The princess, exhausted, chest heaving with heavy breaths, tosses the blade away from you. This is the end, isn't it?
Is this really the best you could do? Look at you. Completely broken. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little disappointed.
She plants her foot on your chest and pushes you onto your back, the air leaving your lungs in a heavy puff. And then she brings her knee to your throat. She leans into it with the kind of weight you didn't think her slight frame could possibly possess, shattering your
Like
windpipe
noises.
and leaving you starved for breath.
Lovely.
It's too bad. I was looking forward to some company.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapter 2.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that
Hold
cabin
on, what?
is a princess. You're here to slay her.
So that was, wait, was that an ending, or was that she's gonna kill me again? Hold on, what?
I can assure you that you're not dead. And to answer your second question, you're here to slay the princess. I literally told you that a second ago. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. What does it matter what he knows? There's nothing we can do to stop her. She's just going to kill us again. She is not going to kill you unless you let her. But slaying the princess and saving the world is going to be much more difficult than it has to be if you spend the whole time second-guessing yourself. Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. Of course we died.
Shit.
She didn't feel pain. She didn't feel much of anything, did she?
Voice of the
And she broke every bone in our body before she decided to let us die. What were we supposed to do to stop her then? What are we supposed to do to stop her now? It's pointless. She's just a princess. Slaying her shouldn't have been difficult, but congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this right. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. The princess killed us and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me.
Wait.
Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would? If she ended
she
the
was still
entire
locked
world,
up, so-
why should we even bother? We might as well just walk up to that cabin, break her chains and let her do whatever she wants. It's all the same in the end. Just because she's capable of ending the world doesn't mean you're not capable of slaying her. Both of those things can be true at the same time. So chin up. I believe in you. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her.
Oh, I know.
Don't believe a word she says.
She fucking broke
We might as well
windpipe
just
the last time.
pledge ourselves to her and stop pretending we're capable of doing anything in this situation. She probably doesn't even need to try to overpower us. Can we tone down the pessimism just a smidge? I'm not being a pessimist. I'm just being realistic. You're being annoying. Just ignore their bickering, and whatever you do, don't pledge yourself to her. I cannot stress enough how absolutely catastrophic that would be for everyone, yourself included. I agree. If she's wrongfully imprisoned, then we should rescue her, but if he's telling the truth, we shouldn't just hand her the world on a silver platter. Rescue her? Given the stakes of the situation, there isn't really a difference between rescuing her and pledging yourself to her.
You haven't
Either
told
would be
me
terrible.
how she would end the world.
So please,
though.
try to ignore both of those knuckleheads and focus on saving the world. Let's not make this harder than it has to be.
You're making it harder than it has
If
to
that's
be.
what you want, I guess I don't have a say here. The interior of the cabin is larger and more grandiose than its humble exterior would suggest.
It's
The only
different.
furniture of note is a massive marble altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. Why do we feel so small?
Oh, yeah.
We don't feel
Why is it
small.
different?
We are small.
This is weird.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
What is with my hands?
We should count
Am
ourselves
I not
lucky.
human?
Some
Well, I
things
guess
are
I'm
better
not.
left
Whatever
unseen.
broken is.
You take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly
Yes, I
haven't
have.
been killed by the princess.
Yes, I have. Yes, I have. You're just being stupid.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a spiral staircase. Its steps almost as deep as you are tall. The smell of incense drifts up from below. For a moment, you almost feel at ease. Huh. This is actually kind of nice. It's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her booming voice rolls up the stairs.
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs. Come down and witness me.
You weren't
Whoa,
kidding when you said it
okay.
was booming. She wasn't like this
Hello.
last time. We need to get down there. She wants us to see her. We need to see her. Should we be worried about your sudden change in attitude? Just a few minutes ago you were going on about how pointless everything was. Now you want to
Is
go
this
down there.
something that's like the more times you don't kill her, it's gonna be harder to kill her?
It doesn't
I feel
matter
like
what
it
that
is.
little voice says. He's not the one making the decisions. Though if his ramblings get you to the princess, they get you to the princess.
Oh, I didn't mean to press that. I don't know why I pressed that.
Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before dropping to the next. But soon the end comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, temple-like room beyond. The princess towers over you, almost glowing in the weak starlight, her figure framed by a stained glass window. Her long hair
So she
billows
does.
around her,
Every time I
and
don't
a chain
kill her,
binds
she's
her
gonna
wrist to
get
the far
more
wall.
powerful.
The chain is nothing to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good it would do. I told you it was pointless to resist her.
The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants. You've brought that
She
knife
remembers
again, even though you know it's useless. Such charming audacity. Drop it.
The blade slips from your fingers and clatters uselessly to the floor. We didn't have to do that, and yet you did.
Oh, so I'm the voice of the hero and the voice.
She's so much more than us. You wouldn't understand what it feels like to be in her presence. Oh, I understand what's going on, and you'd better snap yourself out of it.
Kneel.
No.
But the words don't leave your mouth.
Oh, okay.
Instead, your
Never
legs
mind.
buckle and your knees hit the floor.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk? The last time we met, you told me I was destined to end the world. That thought wrapped itself around my heart. It has pulled at me since the moment I squeezed the life out of your broken lungs. I could feel its fundamental truth awaken me. The collapse of the old is a
So she
necessary
was.
prelude to
She's
the birth
supposed
of the
to,
new.
but
And the
she didn't
world
know
as it
that.
is now is overdue for alterations. It's time for me to seize my destiny, and you, little bird, will help me seize it.
Well, that gives away the game, doesn't it? It certainly does. And beyond that, it more than lends credence to our conversation in the woods. I don't love the thought that in some other reality you failed to destroy her, but what's done is done. I can only hope it helped you learn a valuable lesson. You are the only one who can deal with her, and if you don't, well, she's let you know what will happen, hasn't she? Then you shouldn't have trusted us with her destruction. She isn't.
Exactly. Ah, I did it again. She's never okay.
He's being melodramatic, but he's not exactly wrong, is he? What are we supposed to do to stop her? Okay, First things first, you're going to have to stuff those pessimistic thoughts someplace far, far away and commit yourself to what needs to be done. The stakes of the situation should be perfectly clear to everyone now. And if you're going to save the world, you have to have faith that you can pull this off. You can't win a battle that you've already lost in your mind.
True.
This isn't about desire. This is about what I am. And I have little interest in discussing destiny with one that cannot see the divine truth that shines in my heart.
Well. I can pledge myself to all. Alright, I'm gonna save again just in case, you know, it ends really quickly.
Know the limits of your privilege, little bird. There's an empty place at my side for you to fill, if you'll have it. But it is not a place for an equal. It is a place for something worthy to be kept. A priest, perhaps, or a pet.
A priest or a pet?
All you have to do is break these chains and set me free. I say, perhaps you need another lesson in submitting to your betters. Pick up that needle.
Do it. It's what she wants. No objections here. I don't know what she's planning, and I don't like that we don't know what she's planning, but
now all of a sudden
you might as
wants
well
me
pick
to
up the
do what
blade.
she's doing? What?
As your eye falls on the blade, you feel a weight. Some divine hand that sits unperceived by your senses, but then manages to push you towards its desires like an unseen puppeteer. You reach forward and grasp the blade.
Stand!
This one's easy. See? This isn't so bad. Okay, yeah. We can do that. We were probably gonna stand anyway.
We were probably gonna stay.
You can feel a creaking tension between body and will as you slowly rise to your feet, like two foes forced into an unhappy truce. The princess eyes you with soft contemplation. The moment seems to last a lifetime, the silent anticipation of what's to come, dragging out the long, painful second.
I keep doing that. All silence is
To define me is to claim we stand on level ground. We do not. You are quiet shadow, while I am brilliant radiance. Take that knife in your hand and slit your throat.
What? You don't
What?
have to listen to her. You're armed. Just steel your nerves, step forward,
You
and
really think
end
that
this.
I can end this? I can only do end this.
We'll end this all right. Your hand lifts the blade and brings it towards your throat. Okay, I apologize for the unclear language. End.
End ho! I can't do it.
No, you can't just slay yourself. You're perfectly healthy and capable, and all you have to do is ignore her and do what has to be done.
Oh, are we looking at the same?
The blade and the
woman?
hand that wields it remain firmly locked in place until you change your mind and decide to do literally anything else.
Look at you quaking against my will. An ant defying a god. It's pointless to resist. In the end, everything submits to oblivion. But you're not the one resisting me, are you? There's something else in there. Is that a person? No, it used to be a person. It's something different now. An echo.
Is she talking about you? That's impossible. She's not supposed to be able to interact with me.
You're a small one, aren't you? A shriveling little worm stretched beyond its limits, trying to control things that it can't understand.
No. What are you talking about? I'm just...
I don't care what you are. You're mine.
Ah! You bring the blade to your neck. You slice through soft flesh, severing veins and arteries. Your blood flowing freely down your body. It's a painful lesson in obedience, but the pain won't last forever. No.
When I see you again, you'll free me from my chains and deliver me to the destiny that lies beyond this place.
We will. I promise.
I know you will.
Everything goes dark, and you die. You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path... Oh, let me guess. At the end of that
cabin.
path is a cabin. Excuse me? This is the third time we've been here, and this is hardly a path in the woods. It's all big and weird. Another witness to her radiance. Her hour is soon upon us. I'm here to keep him in check. I'm sick of prying fingers digging around in our head, and he's making it all too easy for them to get in.
I wonder.
This is
supposed
bad.
to happen?
Oh, is it now? I hadn't noticed.
Like,
Do you need a
is there
primer,
no way
Mr.
to kill her,
Amnesiac?
and if you keep trying to kill her, this is what happens?
No, I'm quite all right, but if all of you would take a moment to settle down, there's something important I'd like to get across to you before it's too
You
late.
just have the option to release her the first time or the second time.
Is it about the princess? We already know all about the princess. Not to be trusted, that one. No, I mean, yes, it's about the princess, but whatever you think I'm going to say, it's probably not that. You're not to be trusted either.
Did it again. I keep
Look,
pressing
fine, just
white
out with it
clicking
already,
shit.
yeah? But if I hear the words, "You're here to slay her," or "If you don't, it will be the end of the world," you've lost speaking privileges. You two are just wasting your time. It's all going to end when we open that cabin door, which means it's already all over. What's the point of dawdling when the end is already written? Okay, that nonsense he's going on about, that's what we need to talk about. You've been here before, obviously. So you have met us. Because boy, were you in denial about that last time. No, I haven't met you, but reality is clearly falling apart at the moment, and the only reason that would happen is if you knew things you weren't supposed to know. What the hell are you talking about? He's talking about those weird marble trees and how wrong everything looks. Yes, exactly. Whatever you did before gave her far too much power. So you've got to cut it out, get to that cabin and slay her before things get any more out of hand.
She's already too powerful. I can't slay her.
We've built a new god, and she is limitless. Are our thoughts doing that? Make her small, make her small, make her small, make her small. Shit! What if I'm doing it wrong? What if I'm making her even stronger? Do you hear those two, with their runaway thoughts? I'm only giving you the sliver of information I'm giving you now because things are already deep in the shitter. This was my last card to play, and it looks like it's already made things worse, so hurry. Cabin, now. As you finish your inane question, the ground quakes beneath your feet. You feel an unyielding force pulling at you and your surroundings. The trees start to sway and then crumble, breaking apart as everything is drawn towards the cabin. Even the earth beneath you seems to shift, your feet unable to grip solid ground as you're dragged forward along with everything else. The end of everything. The beginning of something new. The moment we open that door, she will be free. Stop believing everything you hear. We just have to get our thoughts in order. We just have to think straight. Any, words of warning? You already know everything you need to know.
That's reassuring.
As you step forward, the cabin explodes. You're flung backwards, violently slamming into a tree as debris rains down around you. watch in paralyzed awe and terror as the princess emerges, her body unfurling from some vast space as she stands upright to face you. The world bows to her. The ruined landscape shifts, trees and stone and the ground itself succumbing to her gravity, orbiting her like a great black hole.
Finally, the little bird has set me free. This is always how it was going to end. And this is always how it was going to begin.
There's a loud thunk from the tree behind you as something embeds in its shattered bark. Your pristine blade. It's now or never.
You really think that little ass blade is going to kill her? I'm just replacing Oblivion.
Fill the empty seat at my side. Join me for a new dawn.
You really think I can kill her with a damn little ass blade?
You fool. You can feel her gravity envelop you, carrying you from the ground into the violent swirl of her orbit.
Why do I feel so cold?
You do not get the chance to join her other side. Something has taken her away and it's left something
Oh.
in place.
Where did she go? She's gone.
Witness your battle's ascension?
Is this the end of the world? Did she end?
And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now? I'm begging you, don't do.
Don't do
It's different now. It feels, I don't know, final. It's calling us, and not in a good way. I don't want to look at us.
You approach the mirror.
This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final. It's calling us, and not in a good
just
way.
said that.
I don't want to look at her.
The voices feel small, distant as you approach. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's you. You're all alone in a place that is empty. It's quiet here. Proceed to the cabin. You're at the cabin.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
There are so many things I could say right now. Do we know each other?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you. I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
That's just descriptive. I don't know what I
I
am.
think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks. Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own. This one is dominance, a figure
getting
capable
really
of bending
philosophical.
everything
God.
to her will. She will make for a terrifying and divine heart. Do not mourn her, for she would not be able to mourn you. She is part of me, and part of me is her. You speak in circles, Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
Really philosophical. Okay,
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free. I know only that they are.
why would I?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Are you asking me to kill you?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home. Everything, until we meet again.
What is happening?
Then we will be here forever, as we are now. Unfinished, dry, hollow. You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
You're being semantic.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Oh.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. You're here.
Okay, I'm back to the first. I'm back to the first chapter.
You make your way up the We're not going to go through. Ignore him.
I guess I technically finished the story, and now I'm just redoing it.
The interior of the...
Yeah. I'm gonna take.
You take the...
I'm gonna see what happens when I let her go, though.
The door to the...
Who's there?
She said, don't let it... Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk down the steps. She's focused on the task.
And
man.
there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Hold on, let me save.
You step forward.
Oh? No time. I'm probably chained up in the... So, you should just drop it. Best not...
She's unarmed.
Should I let her go, or should I? I'm just gonna
You
try-
lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Oh. This is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder,
What was that?
do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
I figured it
It's
would
like
be.
she's convinced she can't die.
Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing
Is it
moments
over?
ago, that arrogant look still plastered on her face. But is it over? Really over? It's over. You could check her sleeves if you want, but I can assure you that there's nothing hidden up there. We should make sure. What's the harm in checking for a pulse? I really don't think you should do that.
Oh, why not? Because if she's dead, it should be fine.
And why shouldn't we? Is there something you're not telling us? I've told you everything that's happened with complete accuracy. The princess is dead. Your blade pierced her heart. There's no coming back from that. You lean down and place your hand against her neck, holding your breath as you search for a pulse, even though you know you're not going to find one. We definitely won't if you keep talking. I'm sorry, do you want her to be alive? You just saved the entire world from annihilation. Why are you suddenly trying to call that into question? Wait, what was that? You know what that was. That was the sound of a heartbeat, followed by another, and another.
I guess I won't be dying alone after all.
Something sharp digs into your side, the shock of it sending your nerves into a pained frenzy. Quick, let's get out of here.
Fucking knew it.
It's too late for that now. You collapse to the ground as the mortally wounded princess twists a blade of her own deeper between your ribs. As you fall, she falls with you, exhausted by the effort, the little life that was left in her eyes fading rapidly.
And see you around.
My bad.
You were so close. Why did you hesitate?
I didn't hesitate.
It doesn't matter.
I fucking stabbed her.
At least you managed to take her with you.
What the fuck?
For whatever that's worth. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Let me guess. I go back to the damn thing.
You're on a path. You're here.
I'm just gonna go with the cat. Actually, I should have just.
Oh,
left,
warning. She will.
but
It couldn't be. We know what to look. Just stay.
So the story just keeps evolving, which is interesting.
The interior of the
Oh.
cabin is a jagged mess of warped wood and broken boards, their splintered edges as uninviting as shattered glass. The only furniture of note is a pointed table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. Are we really doing this without a weapon? You know she had. The door to the basement creaks. The air seeping up from below has an almost metallic quality to it. Like scraping. She's not even trying to hide her knife. It's like she wants... That sound could be anything. It's probably just her chains
I'm
dragging
kinda
across the
clicking
floor.
through the-
I am begging you
My
to get
bad.
out of your head. Her grating voice carries up the stairs.
I hope you've come to rescue me. I've been stuck down here forever.
There is something so wrong with that voice. Yeah, she thinks she's better than us, like she doesn't even have to put on an act this time.
Voice of the cheated. This is interesting.
As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view, her sharp eyes following you from across the room.
Finally, somebody! Quick, get me out of these chains. We're not safe here.
Come on now, we're not falling for that, are we? She's trying to trick us, but she can't hide that threatening edge to her voice. She just wants us to get close, to let our guard down. Exactly. She sounds threatening because her mask is already slipping. She knows why you're here.
What are you waiting for? You are here to rescue me, right? A knife? What are you talking about? I don't have a knife. Where would I keep a knife? And why would I stab you to death? I
You
don't
already
know you.
did.
You haven't given me a reason to stab you to death. It would be so silly of me to cut you open and look at your insides.
Okay, I could have sworn we didn't mention stabbing anyone to death.
No.
Sounds
we
like she's
didn't.
really out for blood. Fortunately for you, she isn't armed.
You keep saying that, but I know she is. Oh my fucking god. told him to leave. Yeah, I'm not trusting you. Bye.
It's boring if you leave.
She's bored? That's absurd. She doesn't get to be bored. Not in a way that matters. She's a prisoner. She's... Shit. In a sudden burst of movement, the princess leaps towards you, a blade erupting from her free arm, her wrist limp and empty from the violent expulsion. Huh. So I guess she did have a knife of her own after all. How conciliatory of you. We appreciate it, really. Now what are we going to do? At least we're safe here. She's still in chains. And those chains stop her from continuing her advance, at least for a moment. She looks down at them with something between annoyance and confusion. And then she slices through her arm.
So, okay, so no matter what I do...
Okay, maybe we aren't safe here. She doesn't even hesitate before darting towards you with a terrifying speed you can't hope to outpace. That won't stop us from trying. Run, 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 run! You sprint for the stairs, but I wasn't exaggerating when I said she was running at you with a terrifying speed you couldn't hope to outpace. We don't make it, do... No. You feel her blade in your back before you make it to the first stair.
I'm going to kill you now.
Thanks.
With a squelch, she does just that. Everything goes dark,
And you die.
and you die.
Oh my god.
You're on a path in... No, fuck that. If we're gonna have to keep doing this over and over and over again, we're not starting in that goddamn woods every time. We're starting in the fucking cabin. You're... what? I feel dizzy.
Whoa, okay.
Oh ho ho ho! I guess I took us to the cabin, didn't I? Isn't that interesting? Who holds the cards now? Who cares about cards? You're all acting like this is about winning and losing, while this is actually about having fun. How can you care about having fun at a time like this? There is someone or something out there pulling the strings, and we're all just puppets until we can figure out how to see them. But what if that someone is us, eh? Eh? Wouldn't that be neat? If we were the ones pulling the strings, I'm pretty sure we wouldn't have died twice already.
That I've seen so far.
Great, so obviously you've already been here. How many times? This is our third? No wonder things have fallen apart. You do realise that every time you fail, she escapes and an entire world is damned to destruction. Right? That can't be right, that's too much responsibility. It's only too much responsibility if these worlds are real. Let's just stay focused, shall we? The only furniture of note is a bent metal table, a pristine blade perched. We take it. Okay, sure, you take the blade before letting me finish telling you it's there. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. And then, we throw it out the window. What? That blade is the only edge we have. We are not too late, because we already did it, didn't we? Unfortunately for the rest of you, and for me, and for the sake of the world...
Yes.
Yeah, that is horribly unfair. He shouldn't be allowed to just do things like that. You were the one who made us pick it up. See? You're not the only one who can figure out how to do things. What's done is done. I suggest you make the best of it. Oh, is this how things are going to be now? All of us vying over a single body? Fine. See this corner? It's mine. And I'd better not see any of you trying to invade my personal space. So, are you just going to stand there, or are you going to head to the basement like you're supposed to? I'd love to get started just as much as you would, but how are we supposed to get down there? You walk through the door. You do know what doors are, right? There isn't a door, there's just that mirror. There isn't a mirror. You really messed things up, didn't you? It's like you can't even see reality anymore. We can see our reality just fine. Why should we trust his?
That's what I've been saying this whole time.
You make your way to the door at the end of the room, stopping just in front of it. You really must think you're looking at a mirror. Well, it doesn't exist. Just reach forward and open it. Let's just fumble for the handle and be done with it. I don't care what we look like. I care about getting to the end of this mess. You reach forward and place your hand on the door to the basement. It creaks open. And the mirror's gone. How surprising. I can't say I was particularly invested in looking at it before, but now I really want to see what's in it. If it's so keen on hiding from us, whatever it has must be real good. It feels like it's hiding something from us. It's part of the big picture, I just know it. That's why it's being kept from us.
Guess it's time for us to see her again.
Just stay focused and you'll be fine.
No, I won't. I'm gonna die no matter what I fucking do.
You step forward,
Oh,
but you don't
Jesus.
get a chance to linger on the basement stairs. They are smooth and flat and metallic, an unintentional and unfortunately slippery ramp that quickly sends you skittering to the bottom. As your body tumbles onto the basement landing, the form of the princess comes into view, wryly smiling at you from a distance.
Hi, it looks like you don't have a way out, so I'm not going to play dumb anymore. And you still don't have a weapon. That's funny! That's a joke! I'm going to kill you now.
Yes, that was extremely silly of whoever did that. Probably a bad idea. That was you. I know, I'm just trying to add some levity to this. Well, since all of this was your idea, how about you figure out how to get us out of it? Oh, guys like us don't get to make any decisions. You should know that. I decided to pick up that blade, and you decided to throw it out the window.
That's
I take it
a good
back.
point there.
Having my own corner clearly isn't working because I can still hear you three yelling at each other. She's going to kill us again, you know? Especially if we keep fighting with ourselves. We need to get rid of our thoughts. Your internal bickering is cut short by the wet sound of slicing meat. From the princess's arms erupt twin blades glistening with her
come
blood,
out
the
of-
empty flesh of her
Oh.
arms flopping at her elbows like torn sleeves.
I did not
The
need to
chain
visualize
clatters
that.
to the floor.
You're going to make me walk over to you, aren't you?
Alright, I'm out of ideas. What we doing?
What the what? All of these ideas suck.
Can we trust someone who wants us dead? Exactly. I think she established that at some point between stabbing us to death and directly telling us just now that she was going to kill us. You were the one who asked for ideas. Fine, talk our way out of this. Maybe that. Oh, for the love of...
Nah, not interested. And don't take it the wrong way. I think you're neat, but I'm having way too much fun to stop.
Oh my god.
Is this what it's like dealing with me? Yeah, it is. You're the worst one of us. You know that, right? Don't rank us. The last thing we need is to be arguing with ourselves while... But you never finish that argument before the princess closes the distance. She skewers you. Ow.
Great. I
Wow.
get killed
She is
again.
absolutely uncompromising, isn't
Oh,
she?
now they
I know
opportunists.
it seems weird,
Have
but if
another voice
anything,
now.
this makes me want her to like us even more.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, a new one of us. I thought that
Lovely.
only happens when we die. Did we? Nah. We'd know if we
Skipped it
died.
again.
Right?
No, you would.
You're on a... No, you're in a... Where the hell are you? We're dead, aren't we? We're dead. How long have we been dead? Have we been dead the whole time?
Probably.
Dead. Stop saying dead, all of you. We might have died a second ago, but right now we're extremely not dead. This is all horribly wrong. How many times have you been here? I don't actually know how to answer that question. I think he means how many times have we died? Yes,
To have like
that.
8 times.
Oh, I've lost count, to be honest.
Only when it's
I
six,
haven't.
so-
It's 4. No wonder
it's
everything's such a
4?
mess. This wasn't supposed to go past 1.
I wonder what you're going to do next. You're so full of ideas, and I love that.
But I guess we don't have time to talk about things before the princess advances. Okay, whatever we do gets us another... us. Flawless idea, if you ask me. Such a
flawless.
go-getter attitude.
Come on, show me something new.
What's something new? So annoying to you? Floating, that's a new thing for you. It doesn't work, she kills you again, and again, and again, and again. Your memory blows as your consciousness leaps from life to life to life, holding only snippets of the conflict that transpires.
Compliment her on those gleaming blades. There's nothing better than a capable woman.
Capable woman?
She skewers you.
You're cute.
Well, there's more of us. Let's see if that helps. We just have to hit her harder. She skewers you.
What's the point? It's all the same.
She skewers you.
Oh, don't give up on me just yet. You gotta keep going.
It doesn't matter how many times this takes, we can't give up. We don't even have a weapon.
What the
Yeah, some clod threw it out the window.
I'm not even dying at this point. I just kind of...
Again, that was
I
you.
don't even know. I don't know what's happening.
I was just the clod who suggested it. And if I knew we'd be stuck here forever, I wouldn't have done that.
What is happening?
Just keep dodging, just keep dodging, just keep dodging. She skewers you.
What's the point of avoiding me if you're not going to fight?
I don't have a damn...
See? We lasted a little longer. Barely. She's going to kill this body either way. So stop feeling what it feels. She skewers you.
She gets more knives every time she kills me.
Ooh, not bad. Real
Oh, her
tough.
teeth get...
We're getting close to something, can't you feel it? Fine. One last time. None of this is working. Think. She skewers you. And then everything goes down, and you die.
Oh, that was one time. The fuck?
Your Honor, don't lose your head. We're in a cabin, and we'll take it from here. No steel claw, though. Was tossing it the only thing we've done that was permanent? That's a sick joke, Universe. A sick joke. If it's gone for good, then maybe we never actually needed it.
What is happening?
That's what I've been telling you all. We can do this without it. We're tougher than steel.
What is
Yeah,
happening?
mind over matter. Who needs violence when you have love? Who needs love when you've mastered yourself?
Who needs anything when we don't matter?
Well, boys, are we ready?
Boys.
There are entirely too many of you. How many times have you been here? How about you stick to describing things, and we'll stick to doing them? Yeah, leave it to the pros.
Narrator, we heroically stride through the door and towards our destined final encounter.
Fine by me. You walk to the door and onto the basement stairs, only it's more of a slide. We know.
know.
Fine, I'll just shut up then and speed this whole thing
Just
along.
shut up
Sure you don't want me to describe the stairs, or this room, or anything? It feels like I'm hardly
What
a
is
part of
this game?
Don't care. Just want to see how this ends. Fine. You make your way to the basement, where the princess awaits you.
You know, this last time I killed you, and you didn't pop right back up again? I thought I'd actually done it. I thought I'd cut you into so many pieces you just weren't able to stitch yourself back together. But I guess we're not done. That's okay with me. It's good even. I like that. I got something ready for you while you were gone. Do you want to see it?
Sure.
I'm not going
Why
to wait
not?
for an answer. I'm just going to show you. It's worth it though. Just you wait. And not for very long, because I'm going to do it right now.
Are you going to say what she does?
Oh, now you want me to
Do you want me to talk now? Well, yeah, she says she has something new. I want to hear about the new thing.
What is this game?
Yeah, me too. I think I speak for all of us when I say that I would like to hear you describe her new thing. Really? Okay then.
Really?
Here we go. Now.
The princess's skin twists, splitting into red blooms of raw meat as it stretches and tears. and then it erupts. She becomes a wave of blood and viscera, pieces of her splattering against the walls. All that
That's
remains in the
disturbing.
center of the room is a skeleton of blades. A heart beats furiously in its cage of a chest.
Are you ready for what comes next?
No.
Holy shit! She's gorgeous. Yes! Behold, the perfect woman.
Do you think we can throw her out the window? That looked painful. How is she still alive? Heart's still beating, that's all she needs. This is fake. This is all fake. That's all just made up. I'd say we bow down to her right now if that had ever even slightly worked for us.
This is all just a sick joke. I hate existing.
We're screwed. I quit. I'm done.
I quit.
Forget
I
it.
quit.
What just happened? It's so quiet.
And we're back in the first room.
Something feels different about you. It almost makes me feel different. Like I should actually take this seriously for once.
You do not act as the princess approaches, instead allowing the crash against your fall, and yet there's seemingly nothing too hard to crash against. Again and again she swings at you, but there never really was a you to swing at.
This worked before. I was able to make you dead before.
She swings again, and this time she hits something, or something hits her. She looks down in confused terror as her arm bends and folds in upon itself.
Did you do that? It's funny if you did. You're nothing. You've done nothing to me, and I've done so much to you, and that's who we are. But it's like you're nothing now. You can't be nothing. If you're nothing, then what am I? Am I nothing too? No,
Existential
I'm the one who
crisis.
hurts you.
She hurls herself at you, but as she does, her metal body bends outward. The very contact with what you are repelling her to the point of destruction. Allow a shelf falling together. The din of shrinking metal subsides, and something small and delicate falls in your hand. It's a halt. Beats gently, calmly in your palm. Hello? Not another word is spoken. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns. You do so. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach towards the glass. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's you. You've grown. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. You are at the cabin. Approach hall.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
I don't know if I want you to do that again.
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. My joy is in seeing what you choose. There are no wrong answers, and every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets.
What?
If I am to be an ocean, you have nurtured me into a pond. My waters are shallow and murky, and I yearn for more perspective. You will have your rest in due time, and I am sorry for the burdens I place on you. I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Your Honor, you're here to slay her.
Well, now I'm back at the, beginning.
You make your way up. We're not going to go through with this. Ignore him. He doesn't know. The interior of the cabin, the blade is your...
I'm at the beginning.
The door to the bed...
Hello?
Is... Don't... Good. You're still listening to reason. It would be... You walk down the stairs. I am begging...
Yeah.
Hi.
We've already heard this.
You're only making this more...
Thank you.
You're making a huge... No. You're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy. Far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Okay. I'll be here. Good luck.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here? You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
The narrator did that? Fuck you.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
You locked me down here.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the
not doing
determination
that.
of a tree. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you. The clang of bouncing metal.
Behind me?
It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
You know, I've been pushed around this whole game.
Fine.
And all I've done is die, no matter what I do. So, you
Against
know what?
your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world.
Narrator, open the...
As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the
now
blade.
the narrator's taking
Wait,
my...
this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
What is this?
Okay, there's no going back now. I'm with you to the end.
Fuck you, Nail Idol.
You bring the blade down to strike at the princess's heart. But she's fast. She ducks to the floor, your blade narrowly grazing her backside. Slaying her won't be easy now that she's free.
We could have gotten out of here together. Were you
I
just
know, I
lying to me
tried
this
to.
whole time?
The Nail Idol
I don't know
fucking
what's
took
come over
control of
you.
my body.
But if I have to kill you, then I'll kill you. Do you think I...
She pounces on you with the same animal ferocity she used to tear through her arm. But you have a weapon. You raise the blade, digging it under her ribs, aiming directly for the heart. It's not enough to stop her. You feel her claws in your throat, then her teeth, somehow sharp enough to pull apart your flesh and sinew with ease. You collapse to the floor, your body unresponsive as your blood pools on the ground beneath you. If we're lucky, the wound you managed to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place. If we're very lucky, it will kill her before she can reach the outside world. It can't just end like this, right? As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. I'm sorry, but it's over. Everything goes dark, and
You die.
you're
Is
on a
this a
path
never-ending
in the
game?
woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin, you're here to...
You have already committed to my completion. You cannot go further astray.
A warning.
Okay.
She will... Don't worry.
Yeah, whatever. I'm just gonna... Okay, so there is an end to this game.
The interior of the
Have to-
cabin is a mess of twisted roots. The walls a chaotic weave of knotted wood that, almost as if by accident, just happened to resemble a room. The floor is damp and earthy, and the only furniture of note is a slab of mud in the shape of a shelf, with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement.
If I want to do this right, blah blah blah. I'm just
No
gonna enter
blade.
the basement.
Hope you know what you're getting us in. It'll always be here if we need it. Sure, that was also true last time, and we still... The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase dug into the muddy earth below. The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of tangled hair. The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here, only illuminating the edges of an opening below. It shines in the darkness like some kind of massive maw, waiting to swallow you up into the earth. The air smells of dirt and copper. It's thick and wet, as if your lungs are being coated in mud with each intake of breath. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
Probably.
Her voice skitters up from below.
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared. I probably won't bite.
You probably won't bite. Great. I'm not nasty.
But you are. You're a wretched little thing.
Yo.
I recognize that voice as easily as I recognized your nervous little footsteps coming up the path. I know who you are, and I remember what you've done.
She must have you confused with someone else. She seems friendly enough. Maybe we can talk our way out of this whole situation. You can't. Unless you slay her right away, she's going to break free and end the world. There's no reasoning with what she is. Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any big decisions? Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself talk?
Ouch.
You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do with the princess. Fine. You're the boss. Thank you. You descend the basement steps,
She have a
entering the
tail
dark
now?
room below. You can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall, her eyes bright and glaring from amid the thick
She has
roots.
a tail now, apparently.
And there you are, once again seeming to offer a helping hand while likely hiding the other behind your back. Fine, I'll play along for now. What do you want?
She's acting like the
Want
two of you
this to
already
stop.
know each other. Oh, no. You've already been here, haven't you? That's pretty sharp. How'd you figure that one out? Call it deductive reasoning. Well, you seem to be great at it. Do you remember us then? Do you remember last time? No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it. I won't waste time fighting you on something that's clearly true. I'm just glad we could put all this behind us. Is it all behind us? Just focus on the task at hand. I don't care if you've been here before, and I don't care if you think you'll go somewhere else after this. My world is on the line right now, so I'd appreciate it if you would take this seriously and slay her. Let's chat her up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground where everyone's happy. Don't talk to her. You're just going to make things more difficult than they have to be.
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue. You came to me with empty hands last time, too. But that didn't mean you hadn't been plotting something nasty all along.
That wasn't me.
What you
that was the
did
melee
showed me
doll.
as much.
But we didn't plot anything. We just made an informed decision based on the information we had at the time. I think you're both making perfectly valid points. Sure, we didn't plot anything, but it's easy to see how she might think we did.
I suppose you didn't come into my hovel of your own accord, did you? All right. I suppose I could team up. I need a way out after all, and unfortunately, you're the only one I have.
Thanks.
Seems to me like she's offering a mutually beneficial arrangement. We should take it.
That's what she's offering.
Do you know what the word mutually means? Because it sounds to me like she's offering an arrangement that benefits her and her alone.
Not necessarily.
Oh, of course. They're nothing to me.
The princess grins as the chains fall from her wrist. She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little... A woman after my own heart, really. She knows how to hold her cards close to her chest. This is why she can't just be abandoned here. If left to her own devices, she'll find a way out. Now stop her.
And why would I do such a thing? Is someone's guilty conscience getting to them? But I wouldn't worry. As much as I may hate you, letting you live is in my best interests. If you get me out of here, the only thing that will be dead and buried is the bad blood between us.
Oh, that nagging feeling you mentioned is me, by the way. I'm actually a little anxious about a potential backstabbing event. She needs us to get out of here. We'll be fine if that's what we decide to do. You won't be fine because destruction is in her nature. If she gets out of here, that's it for the world, remember? Even if that's true, that doesn't automatically mean she's going to stab us in the back.
I did it again.
I think that depends on your definition of words like stab and in the back. She might not literally do that, but she could very well symbolically do the same thing. See? He gets it. There's nothing wrong with looking out for number one.
I feel like if I do that, it's just gonna...
Yes, let's.
She creeps forward, taking one cautious step at a time until you and she are face to face. She never breaks eye contact, even as the two of you find yourselves face to face. She's silent for a long moment, as if testing to...
After you, darling. You're the one it lets come and go. It's best if I follow.
Oh no, we can't have that. If anyone is going to turn their back on anyone else, she's going to turn her back on us. It shouldn't matter who leads and who follows. We're working together here. Well, if it doesn't matter, then she can go first. We may be in this together.
He's right about
that doesn't
that.
mean we have to
We'll try.
trust her.
Well, if I remember correctly, last time, the nail idol took control of body, so I don't know why the opportunist is saying...
Somebody has to go first, and it might as well be us. We're the ones who broke her trust last time. You're
So what
talking a
happened
lot
today?
about trusting someone who, by her very definition, cannot be trusted. I don't know how many more warnings I have to dole out.
That's right. You're the one who's going first. Don't worry, I'll be right behind you watching every single thing you do.
Shut up.
That's exactly what I'm worried about. You step onto the stairs and begin your ascent from the basement. The princess follows close on your heels, perhaps even a little closer than you'd like. You're only saying that because you want us to feel nervous. I do want those things, but I want them for a good reason. I don't need you to trust me for my sake, because I already know that I'm right. This is for you. Can we walk backwards up the stairs? I think that's the smarter idea. She can't sneak in and attack if we're facing her. No. The stairs are a bunch of overgrown roots. You'll trip and hurt yourself. But the princess is silent as you both continue the climb, and isn't that a relief? We're fine. Nothing happened. You're not even going to wait until you're through that door to proudly claim your victory, are you? What did you just say that? I think we know why. You feel something dig into your shoulder, sharp and piercing. The princess clawing at you and pulling you down with her full weight. Together you tumble back down the uneven stairs, your body and hers crashing against the unyielding wooden roots, until finally you both separate with a bone-shaking thud against the basement floor. You feel something pop. The princess lands against the far wall, gasping as she struggles to recover from the impact. You're still in shock, trying to get a hold of yourself. She grins as you continue to remain exactly where you are, cackling derisively as she watches you realise that you won't be getting up. Wait, why won't we be getting up? I'm afraid your back is broken. One unlucky fall is all it takes, really, and you had several. You know what? I'll say it. That sucks. I don't like having a broken back. We were going to help her. Why? Why? It's what I would have done. Have you considered not being like that? Of course not. It's what keeps us alive. And yet here we are, paralysed and stuck with...
You must have known this was coming. The arrogance of turning your back to me after everything you've done.
I don't know what you want.
Why would I ever trust you? Your hands have spilled my blood. And knowing that, you should never have trusted me either. You should have known I would never walk hand in hand with a loathsome thing like you.
Yeah.
By our very natures, only one of us could make it upstairs unscathed. Someone had to make the first move. Better me than you.
See, this is why I wanted her to go first. I had this whole little scheme planned, where once she'd passed by the table upstairs, I'd have said, now pick up the blade and stab her in the back. And then you'd say something like, wow, that's an amazing idea that I never saw coming. Thanks for looking out for us. And then you would have done it and we wouldn't be stuck down here with a broken back. There's just one problem with that. And what's that? She was clearly planning to betray us. And if she was in front of us, she would have gotten to the blade first. Ugh, you're right, aren't you? I thought this whole thing was ironclad, but really it was doomed from the start, wasn't it? The princess's body twitches as she tries to get up.
Something inside me is broken. Isn't that a cruel twist of the knife? Isn't that so funny?
She eyes you with
Sure.
intensity, silence falling between you for a long moment as her gaze travels up and down your battered form.
Seems I'm not the only one, though.
Wait, are we both just stuck here? Certainly seems that way. What a way to go. But look on the bright side. In all this chaos, you may have actually managed to deliver a lethal wound. The world could be saved after all.
We're going to die together. Isn't that a lovely treat? I wonder how long it'll take. Maybe I'll get to watch the worms lick your bones clean.
Is that really what's going to happen now? Hello? Are you still there?
He doesn't respond.
I think
I
he's
don't
gone.
respond either, apparently.
Something strange is twisting this place out of shape. I wasn't feeling much of anything, but now I feel cold.
Here we go again. But you didn't get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. No more your tongue.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
Just
But it
trust
feels
me,
so
we've
bad.
been here before.
Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything. If he thinks it's bad, I'm with him.
It's gonna be okay. Approach the small distance as you approach. Gaze into your reflection. Ooh, you're withered. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. You are at the cabin.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same. We will know when we near our destination.
So each time that I go back and she kills me, well, I kill her, she kills me, this entity herself gets
I will be here when it is time for us to meet
gets
again.
something more powerful.
Your... Does it? While I have never... Cause it's...
Oh wait, I keep doing that when I can just go towards the cabin.
You make your... We're not... The interior
Hello?
is... Don't... Good. You walk down... I am...
Hi. Okay. Of course.
You
Would everything feel right about you if you were locked away?
just how long? Soon. They're large and heavy.
I'm guessing you don't have the key.
Maybe it's stout.
Okay.
You attempt to make someone easier for.
I heard the door slam.
At
There's
this
a slot.
point,
If I could
I'm
just-
She
going
barely
for
hesitates. She rips the blade, or you. Without hesitation, the wound. Okay. There's no going back now. I'm with you to the end.
You bastard. Were you lying to me this whole time?
The princess pushes away from you, the motion ripping the blade from her back. Wounded, but still alive, she crouches on all fours in the corner of the room and meets your eyes with the ferocity of a cornered predator.
You've made a terrible enemy, and there's nothing in the world that can possibly save you from me.
I thought we had the upper hand, but it's as if she's barely even threatened by us. It's an act. She's wounded and unarmed. There's nothing she can do to hurt you. I'm not so sure. Don't waver now. As you ready your blade to deliver a lethal blow, she lunges at your legs with the same animal ferocity she used to tear at her arm.
Yep.
Your knife cuts into her again and again as you're tackled to the ground, your body racked with pain as she rips into you with tooth and claw.
Yep. This is about survival now.
Though your nerves are seizing with pain, you know you've done your fair share of damage as well, your blade having left deep gashes in the princess's
I
back.
kind of want to destroy my body to see what happens, but at the same time...
You seize a moment of hesitation to throw her off of you and shakily push yourself back to your knees.
We can still turn this around.
The princess is still chained to the wall. What if she doesn't succumb to her wound? You rush up the stairs and dive past the threshold. You're safe. You close the basement door, locking it behind you and quickly barricading it with the heavy wooden table that once held the blade. Okay, we can make this work. She has an awful wound and we have all the time in the world. Playing jailkeeper for a while might make things... You settle in against the far wall to watch the basement door. It isn't long before you start to drift off, your eyelids heavy with fatigue. But sleep doesn't come. Instead, your rest is broken by a piercing, wailing voice calling out to you from the other side of the door.
I know you're still there. Why don't you make things easier on yourself and let me out? It's not like this little door will hold for very long anyways. It's probably a good idea to try to get back on my good side.
She sounds terrifying. Like she's less of the princess you saw and more like something out of a nightmare. As she violently rattles the door, you do your best to shut her out of your mind.
When I get out of here, I'm going to pick you apart piece by piece. I won't forget what you did, and I'll never
I won't forget what you
it.
did.
You don't know the kind of enemy you've made tonight.
It doesn't sound like she's getting any
like
weaker.
7 times now.
No, it doesn't.
These aren't threats. These are promises. Sooner or later, you're going to have to sleep. And I'll make sure you never see the light of day again.
You put the princess's threats out of your mind as best you can and huddle up against the wall. You jolt awake in the middle of the night to silence in the cabin.
Yeah, I wonder why.
The ruckus has stopped, and the door to the basement is ajar, its lock broken, and the table shoved out of the way.
Where is she?
Thanks for helping me get out of that awful basement.
You try and stumble to your feet, and as the princess draws near, it's as though your body simply stops working. It isn't all at once. The paralysis comes in waves. First your toes go numb, and then your feet, and then your legs. You lie prone on the floor of the cabin, unable to do anything but witness her approach.
Whose side are you on?
Yours, of course. But I have a duty to uphold the truth. Lying about the facts of the situation doesn't change them.
So helpless. I can take my time with you, can't I?
She steps closer, one silent footfall at a time, cocking her head in curiosity as you feel your organs shutting down one by
I
one.
can't make my eyes that big, but
Or maybe I can't take my time with you.
go away, please.
You don't look well. A little green around the gills. What a shame. If you'd only help me get out of here, we could have done such wonderful
You
things
just killed me
together.
anyway. You've killed me like 9 times.
Your lungs
now.
stop drawing in breath, and your heart freezes in your chest. You have seconds left.
I'd say better luck next time, but we both know this is the end.
Is this
Don't
really the
we?
end?
It can't be. This can't actually be how everything ends.
I'm sorry, but it is.
Is this really
Everything
the end?
goes dark, and you die. You're
No,
here.
it's not the end. Okay. Ugh. Okay, I'm gonna have to stop for... What is this? I'm gonna have to stop for right now because this game's a lot longer than I thought it was gonna be. I thought this was gonna be a short game, and it's not. So I will come back to this game. So far, this game is really good. So far, this game is really good, and there's a lot of psychological factors and philosophical shit with it. But I assume that every time you try and kill the princess, or the princess kills you, well, you have 3 or 4 chapters for each, and each time she gets more powerful, and she kills you every time, and every time you get killed, another voice fractures out. But you'll slowly, the whole other like dimension, the void of nothing, and you're like slowly building whole spirit, a body or something like that. I'm so confused. But this is a really good game. I do like visual novels, but all of the same things over and over again, and gets a little redundant sometimes. But yeah, I'm gonna have to end this one here because